I'm Neil Shah. I'm Director of the Stress Management Society. We're one of the leading authorities on stress in the UK, but I'm here to tell you something very interesting. Stress is not the problem. The slave trade ended over 100 years ago, yet there are more slaves on planet Earth today than at any other point in human history. We're all operating from a state of survival. We're concerned with staying alive, keeping a roof over our heads and food on our plate. We're not concerned about issues beyond ourselves. We don't care about the economy or the climate because we're simply not able to think about those things. All we're concerned with is, as I said, keeping ourselves alive. Now the challenge is that we're all striving to create better societies, better communities, to have more wealth and prosperity, but we're not in the right state to do so. We're all stressed. We're all enslaved by stress, which is preventing us from tapping into our true potential. Now, before we can take the steps to address stress, we need to be able to recognize it. In fact, if we didn't have stress, the human species would have died out over 100,000 years ago. Think of Caveman Joe strolling through the jungle on his way back to the cave to watch cave telly with the cave wife, and a saber-toothed tiger jumped out in front of him. Getting stressed allowed him to physically deal with that situation to the best of his ability, which was either to leg it as quickly as he could or use all of his strength to overpower that tiger. Now the challenge is, most of us don't face saber-toothed tigers on a daily basis. We get stressed sitting on our computers and the computer crashes, we get a new deadline and that causes us stress, we're stuck in a traffic jam on the way home from work, in situations where there is nothing to fight or nothing to run away from, even though sometimes we may feel like that's what we should be doing. And we get locked into a state which doesn't serve us. It's not that stress is a good thing or a bad thing, is we're getting stressed in situations which is not appropriate. It doesn't help us. In fact, it's counterproductive. Your brain's going to a state where it's only focused on decisions of survival. If you're being attacked by a saber-toothed tiger, the only decisions you need to make are, do I run, do I fight, do I kick, do I punch? You don't need to be thinking about complex solutions to those challenges. And in fact, if you were to spend time pondering on complex solutions, that saber-toothed tiger would chew your leg off whilst you ponder these challenges. Now, because most of us are getting stressed in situations where we do need to be creative, we do need to problem solve, we do need to think laterally, and the parts of our brain that are responsible for that have shut down, we find that stress is not serving us. It's not helping us to deal with these situations, and it's not helping us to find solutions to these challenges. And before we can take steps to address this challenge, we need to be able to recognize it. Know what happens to you when you get stressed, physically, mentally, emotionally. Know how it surfaces in your life. And then you can begin to take the steps to address it. Understand how stress is impacting you culturally, commercially, what it's costing you. And then find the solutions that are appropriate to you.